estate consists of about 2.5, just over 2,000 acres with a mile and a half of fishing. A mile and single bank on the south side here and a half a mile on the north bank. It's split into 3 different main pools, top, middle and bottom, which fishes at different heights and different conditions. Top pool fishes in really high water, out of the boat. Middle section, which is the dish, the upper Corby and the lower Corby. That fishes in medium to low water, which we also fish out of a boat. We fish it out the boat because the wading is so difficult, and it's quite an unusual little boat that we fish out of. It's a shallow aluminium skiff, which the gilly stands behind, and the fisherman sits in the boat and I actually wade the boat down the pool. The most common thing that people think about when they come to Beamiside is as soon as they get out the car park and walk down the hill, it opens up into a beautiful part of the river here with wooded gorges, fast flowing water, lovely hut. Some of the views are spectacular, especially from Scott's View around the top of the beat. There's some magnificent scenery in the autumn time with all the leaves changing and everything like that. So it is beautiful. It's the prettiness of the beat that impresses people. There's only one full-time gilly, which is me. From the age of 12, I'd always been interested in the fishing, shooting, anything to do with wildlife outside. So the progression was to try and follow my father's footsteps, which I seen what my father did and how he worked and how he enjoyed the country life. So it was a natural thing to fall into. It was excitement, it was different things every day, it was meeting new people, the water conditions, everything that comes with it. It's just part of my life, it's just what I want to do. My father was a gilly on the Tweed, down at a beat called Rutherford, which is down below us towards Kelso. And my brother's also a gilly on the Tweed on a beat above me at Gledgewood. And funnily enough, he's actually taken my father's job at Rutherford, which was nice to see the family tradition continue. There's always a competition, but we fish on 2 completely different beats. Michael has a superior beat than I have, he catches more fish than I do. But we do try and keep up with them. Funnily enough, my father applied for this job back in the 60s, and the Earl Haig at that time rejected my father's application, so he had thought about that when he seen my name come up, and it went on from there. Lord Haig was a gentleman. Lord Haig was one of the old school. He was just about 70-year-old when I arrived, and he died when he was 91. He was very trusting, he was very nice, he was everything he expected in a boss. He showed me the beat when I first came here, he mentored me a little bit, as in showed me where the pools are, how to fish the pools. He spent a lot of time and effort with me when I first arrived. A typical day for me, start work at 8 o'clock in the morning, come down. The first thing I do is open the hut up, sweep the hut, put the fire on, put the kettle on for the fishermen coming, which is important because they like a cup of tea when they arrive. I have 5 boats on the beat here to bail out, open up, make sure everything's ready for them, nets in. And after that, fishermen arrive around about 9 o'clock, or just after 9. Tackle the rods up, tell them what lines to use, what flies to put on, and then we allocate the pools in for the morning's fishing. Normally there's two rods down in the bottom section, 1 rod in front of the hut here, and normally 1 rod up with me, which we fish out the boat in the top pool. Halfway through the morning, 11:30, we normally do a swap over, and that takes us till lunchtime. In the fishing hut, people talk surprising about a different array of subjects, mostly about fishing, or what we've done in the morning, what they've seen in the morning, how the pool's fished, what sort of what sort of fish they've seen, if they've seen any fish running. So it generally runs around about fishing at lunchtime. But other than that, you can talk about politics and space travel and anything else that you can think of. There's a very wide variety of fishermen that come, so they all have different subjects to talk about. Biggest fish I've seen come off the beat was 42.5 pounds, which is a very large salmon. It's the biggest one I've ever seen. 1987 that one came off, the first year I was here. It came off the top pool, which is the Cromwell. Unfortunate for myself, I wasn't the gillie that day. I was gilling down the bottom. The second boatman landed that one. The gentleman had 4 fish for his morning. He had a 42.5. He had one about 25, 26, one about 22, and then a smaller fish about 17 or 18 pounds. Best thing about the job is the new experiences every day, the people I meet, the social interaction with everybody. The fishing is fantastic. To see these beautiful salmon being caught, and most of them return to the water to continue on their way to spawn. You know, this job is my life. I have done this, you know, I can't imagine doing anything else. That is it. Everything that goes with it is perfect for me. I can't imagine fishing anywhere else or working anywhere else. This is my life's work. It certainly is. I hope to continue for a number of years yet.